Hey, Sydney. Do you have a minute to catch up today?
Yeah, I've got 51.46 seconds right after lunch, or I've got 51.41 seconds later this afternoon. Oh wait, I have 50.68 seconds right now.
It wasn't that important anyway.
Only true fans would recognize why she's only available on those minutes. It's brilliant how that interaction was arranged. But in all seriousness, it is remarkable how brilliant of an athlete Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is. At just 24, she has gone far in her career and life as well. Learning how to run the race of life every single day, Sydney took to her Instagram to say this. Indeed, life is a race, although it doesn't necessarily mean we should continuously run towards the finish line without stopping to rest or enjoy the journey. As you all know, that's exactly what Sydney did when she decided to sit out this year's Worlds. It doesn't make her any less of an exceptional athlete, as she has already cemented her name in the sport. Still, despite knowing this, fans were a little disappointed when they found out they wouldn't get to see their star shine at the event. However, it was fairly easy for them to understand and empathize when they realized it was something she had to do. In an Instagram story, Sydney announced that she will not compete at the World Athletics Championships in Budapest. I am sad to share that I must withdraw from this year's World Championships meet in Budapest, she wrote. After consulting with my doctors and coaches, I need to take care of a minor knee issue so that I can be fully healthy for next year's Paris Olympics. I look forward to seeing everyone back on the track soon. The post was greeted with well wishes and supportive messages from fans and Sydney's fellow athletes. An injury is not uncommon in the sport, but remains unwelcome. Nevertheless, Sydney had quite a season before she decided to cut her season short to focus on her recovery. In June, Sydney opened her first outdoor race of the season at the 2023 Paris Diamond League. It was then that she first strayed from the 400-meter hurdles, where she is the reigning Olympic and world champion and 4 times broke the world record. In an interview, Sydney admitted that the 400-meter sprint may have the same distance as her event, the 400-meter hurdles, but that's where the similarity stops. The flat is definitely harder in my opinion. It's hard to kind of figure out your cadence mid-race. At least with hurdles, I kinda know where I'm at. It's a different kind of pain, but the challenging good one, Sydney said. Her next race was at the NYC Grand Prix, where she ran against Gabby Thomas, who also specializes in a different event but has decided to stray from her specialty event. Although both are recognized as 2 of the greatest sprinters of their generation, it was Sydney who reached the finish line first. After that win, Sydney gained more confidence in running the 400-meter, so it wasn't surprising at all when she cruised to a 400-meter heat win on the opening day of the 2023 U.S. Track and Field Championships in Eugene. She then sprinted to a win at the U.S. Championships and claimed the national title with a time of 48.74 seconds at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. As if that wasn't enough, she almost broke the American record of 48.70 set by Sonia Richards-Ross in 2006. She may not have done it, but that win made Sydney the 3rd U.S. woman in history to run under 49 seconds with her U.S. championship in the 400-meter, clocking at 48.74 seconds. That time was just 0.04 seconds slower than Sonia Richards-Ross's American record and put McLaughlin-Levrone 10th on the all-time list. The greats always push themselves, and I want to be one of them. So I have to push myself and get out of my comfort zone. McLaughlin told U.S. broadcaster NBC afterward, "I'm just happy to be here." She can be considered one of the greats as well, and a part of being a great athlete is knowing when to heed your body's call to stop and rest. And so she listened and decided to cut her 2023 season short to focus on her health. However, it doesn't mean that she wouldn't be seen or heard of in the meantime. Nope, that's not it. While resting, she is busy building a likewise notable life outside the track. On that note, it was announced last month that Neutrogena signed the Olympic gold medalist as its ambassador. We have loved watching Sydney's success over the years and cannot wait to continue to grow as a brand with her by our side, said Natasha Hobrick, head of Neutrogena Equity and Strategy. We feel confident that this partnership will help inspire consumers across generations. For her part, Sydney shared, "My schedule can get pretty busy with training and meets, and so I do not always have the time to spend scrolling and testing out the latest in skincare and beauty trends. That is why I'm so excited to be partnering with Neutrogena to help people everywhere learn what is really vital for their skin's health. Speaking of health, once she's given her body enough time to heal, we will definitely see her shine on the track again. We have to. Her innate talent at running is something we can't help but look forward to every time. In fact, even her successors recognize her talent. In fact, Olympic legend Jackie Joyner-Kersey's advice for Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is, don't lose who you are. In an exclusive interview with Olympics.com, the track and field great spoke about the importance of being happy with what you're doing and the immense resilience it takes to perform with and bounce back from injuries. Lisa Morgan, McLaughlin's youth coach, once shared, "That girl is the truth," as she recalled saying after seeing her run as a young teen. In an interview, Morgan provided a picture of McLaughlin as a prodigy in the making and where she hopes the once-in-a-generation talent goes from there. This sentiment was echoed by now-retired Allison Felix, the most decorated female track and field athlete in Olympic history, a true great of the sport. "Sid has the potential to impact lives," Allison said about Sydney. Six-time Olympic champion sprinter Allison Felix heaped praise on Sydney. "She has the potential to become the most outstanding 400-meter hurdler of all time, yes. But more importantly, Sid has the potential to impact lives. That is her greatest strength and her greatest opportunity." To impact others' lives positively, however, Sydney has to be confident and comfortable in her own skin. She has to embrace who she is in all aspects, so people would want to follow her steps. And a part of embracing herself, flaws and all, meant she needed to be confident about the stuff she used to feel insecure about. "It's gonna look weird, it's gonna have different stages," Sydney said as she talked about regrowing her widow's peak that she once felt insecure about. In a recent interaction with her fans, Sydney narrated a story from her teenage years that made her cut her hair. "We usually see her on races with a sleek bun look that flaunts mid-parted hair. Unknown to the world, the track star has been hiding her widow's peak by regularly shaving it off for the past 10 years. In a series of Instagram stories, she shared her intent of regrowing her widow's peak and further revealed that when she was in high school, she was talking to a boy who made fun of her widow's peak. Hurt, she has been shaving her widow's peak ever since. Now, she finally realized that, in her words, "This is how God made me, and there is never anything wrong with it." In fact, she also recently released a book that holds an intimate look into a side of her life that the world hasn't seen before. "I face hurdles off the track too," she shared in an Instagram post. And speaking of overcoming life's roadblocks, watch this to see Ben Pattinson do that.